Hello, I'm Noah, and today my message is that you're enough as you are, even if you don't care about the issues that others care about. So, what I mean by that is, do you ever feel like you're a bad person for not caring about certain issues? For example, do you ever feel bad because you eat meat? Because you eat inorganic things? Because you eat cheese? Because you don't care about or aren't putting energy towards understanding what's happening in the Middle East or Europe or with some conflict? Do you ever notice that your friends really care about what's wrong with the criminal justice system or homelessness, and you don't? You don't seem to care, or you're not putting energy towards that. Or maybe your friends or people you know or your family members really care about politics, and you don't seem to care. And sometimes when others are putting time, energy, effort, care, love into certain causes, seemingly moral, ethical, noble causes, we can feel like we're a terrible person when we don't subscribe to those ways of living or stand behind those issues through our actions. Or, for example, the environment, right? If you don't recycle enough, if people around you are not driving cars to save the environment, or not eating certain foods to save the environment, or not traveling, or using solar panel or off-grid, or making their own farms. And it's really, really easy to think, I'm bad, I'm no good, I'm not loving enough, I'm not caring enough. And that's why I'm making this video. You see, so many of us are raised to feel like we're not good enough. We're sort of raised in this sort of institutional education where we're constantly being assessed. How are my grades, right? How am I comparing to the other people in the class? Of course, we're not thinking that, our parents are, and imprinting that onto us. So it's always this comparison. How am I doing? And we want to be as good as the others because that's how we get love. If we're at least as good as the others, or if we're the best, or if we're better. And in normal society, this takes the form of trying to get success, wealth, house, family. Yeah, so maybe our family and our peers really care about those things. So in order to be lovable and worthy, we have to do great at those things. Get success, get money, buy the house, have friends, be ripped, like be strong, look a certain way. Yeah, so we look for our worth through a combination of either being like the others or being better than the others. And in addition, since we're tribal beings, it's scary to not fit in. We want to fit in with our surroundings. Otherwise, we might be outcast, and then we don't feel safe because our tribe is our safety. But once you start getting involved in self-help, personal development, spiritual people, spiritual communities, the care shifts from I'm great because I have a lot of money to I'm great because I'm really taking care of the environment, or I'm great because I'm really taking care of my community, or I'm great because I only eat vegan, or I'm great because fill in the blank. So we begin to look for our self-worth by trying to believe I'm a good person, I'm a caring person, I'm a heart-based person. Yeah, which is beautiful. The issue sometimes with that is because it comes from, or it often comes from, our unworthiness, it can lead us to, let's call it, being inauthentic. So maybe I don't care about what's happening with the climate. Maybe I just don't. I don't know why, but I just don't. But if everyone around me, if I think I'm a bad person, I'm uncaring, I have to be a good person, a heart-based person. If you're a heart-based person, you have to care about the environment. If you're a heart-based person, you have to be vegan. If you're a heart-based person, you just have to be. So therefore, if I don't seem to care or have energy moving towards that, then I'm bad. I'm not a loving, caring, heart-based person. And that hurts when we're trying to find our identity and our self-worth through being heart-based, enlightened, spiritual, good, caring, loving person. And so I'm here to say that it's kind of like music, all right? If I show you a music library of 100 songs, the song that's going to pull you is probably going to be different from the songs that pull in your friends. Maybe some will be the same and some will be different. So if I put all your friends in a room or I send this music library to all of them, each one will have different songs that they feel like listening to and ones that they don't. Yeah? Now, if somebody likes or doesn't like a song, we know there's no hierarchy in there. If they like that song, it doesn't mean they're better, it just means that's what they like. And if we don't like that song, it doesn't mean we're worse, it's just not what we like. And it's the same thing with care. It's the same thing with issues. It's the same thing with how we live our life. There is no hierarchy. There is no, if you're a good-hearted person, if you're a heart-centered person, if you're an enlightened person, this is how you'll act and this is what you'll care about. That's just not reality. That's a superimposition, a projection. Maybe you just don't care. There are times when I care so much about the environment and my life revolves around it. And there are phases where I don't care at all. I don't think about it at all. There are times when I care so much about animals that I've been vegan for such a long time in the last 10 years. But there have also been phases where I don't care at all. There have been times for all of this, how much I care about some conflict or whatever the case may be, the issue of the moment. And it doesn't make me good when I do care, and it doesn't make me bad when I don't care. And this might be radical, and you might be getting out your pitchforks for me now to burn me at the stake. But everyone has to follow what they feel. And maybe if I'm not caring about the environment in a given moment, right, because I want to travel and use carbon emissions or whatever the case may be, maybe that's coming from my heart, that's what's needed. Yeah. Whereas if I was to listen to my mind, that's bad. You shouldn't do it. I've spent time over the last decade exploring this dynamic and sometimes going to the extremes where when we have this idea of what is good and what you should be, what is heart-centered, right? To do this with the environment, to do this with the climate, to do this with food, to do this with other people. You create this rule. And as soon as we create a rule, it's not heart-based anymore. It's ego-based. It's mind-based. It's how do I find my self-worth and make sure I fit in? So I could eat a certain way and live a certain way from my heart, or I could live in that exact way from my head, from controlling, from ego. And neither one is right or wrong, but the point is that there is no way that is heart-based. Everyone has to follow their own heart and their own intuition in a particular moment. And sometimes, maybe if I'm not eating the heart-based food or traveling the heart-based way, seemingly, yeah, it's possible because it's not coming from my heart. Maybe I can't access my heart in that moment, and I'm still worthy and good enough and okay and lovable if I'm not able to access my heart or follow my heart. And it's possible that it's coming from my soul and my intuition, that in this moment I need to follow something different. Maybe it hurts my heart to eat a particular food, or it hurts my heart to travel in a particular way. But I feel I have to do it, that this is what's my calling or my need. And maybe there's so many sources that it could be coming from, and all of them are worthy and okay. Who's to say what is the right way, the heart-based way, the caring way? Who's to say what we should each care about? Some people are going to have passion for the climate, and that's wonderful. Let them drive that. It's not my passion. Some people are going to have passion for fixing the criminal justice system. Awesome. It's not my passion. Some people are going to have a passion for healing homelessness or whatever. The education system, war. Everyone has a different passion. Everyone has a different care. And that's so amazing. But it doesn't make anyone who doesn't have that passion bad or not good enough. So if you don't care about the issues that the people around you seem to care about, that's okay. It's not your calling. It's not your pull in this moment. Either because it's just not your intuitive pull, or maybe there's stuff up in the way that's blocking you from accessing that you really do care. And either one of those is perfectly fine and okay. We're lovable if our heart doesn't pull us in one particular direction that agrees with the others. And we're lovable if we can't access our heart and our care. Yeah. Sometimes if I'm in a lot of pain, I might eat a particular food that's killing the environment and killing animals. And I want to love myself and be gentle towards myself if that's what I need to do in a given moment. Even if I know it's not coming from my heart, I still am lovable and okay if I need to do that in a given moment. You starting to understand what I mean here? I know what it's like to be controlling, to feel terrible about myself when I don't match these sort of mind-based ideas of what is heart-based, good, and caring. It's like the spiritual perfectionism. We have to be spiritually perfect in order to be worthy, lovable, and okay. We have to be caring and loving to be worthy of love and okay. And it's simply not true. Even if you're totally uncaring and totally unloving and totally not taking care of the issues that the people you know are taking care of, it's okay. We all need phases where we have to take care of ourselves, that's where our energy needs to go. That my heart hurts and I got to take care of that, or I feel unsafe, or my self-worth is a problem, or I have sadness or grief or loneliness. And right now, for the next day or month or 10 years, I got to focus just on me. And I don't have the space to take care of anyone else. And if that's what our truth is, that's what we need, then that's perfect. And it's not helpful when the voice comes in, you should be caring about this issue. You should be eating this way, driving that way, helping that issue, reading about that issue. No. If what you need is to take care of you and your emotional state, wonderful. I support you and I encourage you with that. And if a time comes where your heart opens and you want to live differently, or you care about certain issues you didn't care about before, cool. And if not, cool. Yeah. I seem to care a lot about self-worth, about anxiety, because those are issues that I struggled with a lot. So I do my best to support people with those. But I don't seem to have that much care or interest or passion in many other forms of traditional sort of physical things. This is where my passion is. And imagine if I spent all my energy doing those things because I should, or because they're what's considered good or caring. Then I wouldn't have helped all the people that I've helped. We don't know what's needed in the world. We only can follow ourselves. We can't tell anybody else what they should be, what they need to be, what they should care about. And it's certainly not nice to demonize others, make others feel bad about themselves if they aren't able to access the care or the heart or the passion towards a particular issue. Yeah, otherwise it's just manipulation, trying to make people feel bad about themselves to do something we think is right or good, which is the same as sort of traditional society. We shame the poor people into trying to motivate them to get success and money. And then we shame the spiritual people or the self-help people into living a certain way that we think is good and best. We all deserve love, no matter how we behave, no matter what we do. We all want to live from our heart. We all want to live from care. It's much more enjoyable, soft, sweet, connecting, loving to live from care, from our heart, from accessing our intuition. We all want that. And if we're not doing it in a particular way, it's either because that's not aligned with us or we can't access our heart. And either way, we're still just as lovable and enough. So my message, once again for you, is you are enough as you are, even if you aren't able to or don't feel like caring for certain issues that the people around you seem to really care about, whatever that may be. So I invite you to take a deep breath in inviting gentleness and softness and kindness towards yourself for you being exactly as you are. Have a beautiful day. Bye.